Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be going over the book by Mary Shelley, Frankenstein, with our two speakers. Number one, DJ Hatcher Thing, and the Pink Panther Samuel Martinez. Oh yeah, give it up for Samuel Martinez.
Yeah, let's go, Sam.
Let's go.
Alright, guys. First things first, before we talk about anything, let's rate this book. All right, since we made it pretty far, we're all like past chapter like 13, right, guys?
Yeah.
Let's rate this book. So far, I would feel like it's a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe 7. 7 out of 10 is a pretty reasonable answer. But it's mostly because of the old English. You know, I personally do not like speaking a language that was spoken like 3,000
years ago, yeah.
You know,
Personally, it just sounds really nerdy, and I hate it, and I never want to read it again because it makes me want to blow up a White House.
A White House? A White House? Okay.
Jokes.
No, because it's just so long. Like, they would say an entire paragraph worth of stuff that can be summarized in 4 sentences.
Like, it's like saying in conclusion in like the language of like, and from this previous statement, this actually means all that. Like, it's just like just yapping. Like, it makes no sense.
They repeated themselves so bad.
Yeah, repeatedly. It was repeatedly making me want to set the book on fire.
Oh man, I can't believe I made this monster. This monster is gonna reach so much havoc. My monster is gonna go berserk in the city. I have to save everybody. This monster is so dangerous.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, they're
person.
blabbering. Like, I don't understand. They keep waffling about nothing.
But if you get past all the language parts, it's a pretty good book. Pretty nice summary, pretty good characters. I feel like our main character, Victor, who we're going to get into in a little bit, he had a bunch of character moments, you know what I mean? He had a bunch of Riz moments as well.
Riz moments with his stepsister
No,
or cousin.
cousin.
He was getting rizzy.
With his cousin.
It was his cousin.
It was his stepsister, though, wasn't
It was his stepsister in one of the versions, and then his cousin on the other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one that we're reading was his cousin, though. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
He getting rizzy. Never mind. He getting rizzy.
Alright, so
What do you mean there's nothing wrong with that?
in the book, right, the monster that Frankenstein created, he doesn't have a name, so we're just going to call him,
The monster.
The monster. Jeremy?
Sure.
Alright, we're gonna call him Jeremy. So Jeremy, which is the monster, he was created from a bunch of different body parts that Frankenstein, which is the doctor, got from crematories and funerals, or not funerals, graves, you know, and he just bing, like a Lego. Boop, 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 boop. And then one night, he woke up and Frankenstein was like, ooh.
He was like, come alive, and all that. Right?
No, that was in the movie,
Oh,
not in the book. The
It
book,
doesn't matter.
no, in the book, he was just like, oh, I've slaved so much time to take a nap. And then when he woke up, Frankenstein was like,
You mean Jeremy?
Jeremy.
yeah, Jeremy.
Jeremy Frankenstein was alive.
Jeremy
Frankenstein.
Jeremy Frankenstein. You want to talk about how he looked?
He looked yellow. He had the white eyes with the black bags under his eyes, just like him. He was tall, lanky. He was kind of buff. Well, not really buff, but just like wide,
Yeah,
like him.
Not wide, like wide. Like he was like wide, like he had like a big build. Like think of
Yeah.
The Rock, but think of him like a rectangle.
He's built like a rectangle. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
He is.
Not the Rock, the Frankenstein.
That's what I'm talking about.
we're talking about Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Jeremy. Anyway.
Sam,
So-
you want to go into how we felt about the book?
The book.
Oh, did we go
The
through
book
that?
itself was decent. It was good. It was like a good read. It was just too boring.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
The audiobook on time 2 speed, it was his lifesaver.
Look, I would put it at like times 2 speed, then I would space out and rewind 10 seconds, and then have to go back a whole entire page. So I just put it on 1.5. But look, we had the book by Mary Shelley, and then we had the graphic novel, which is adapted from Mary Shelley's original book.
You already know. It's like the book where you open it and you go.
Exactly.
I swear.
So me personally, I didn't read the graphic novel, so Sam can take this one.
I didn't read it. I have the audio.
So Lucas can take this one.
It was like these really weird cartoon characters, and it was pretty much the main story, but like shortened up and in like pictures. It was very odd. I wasn't a big fan of either of the books. Not gonna lie, they were both pretty mid. But
Did you see Frankenstein?
I didn't see Frankenstein. He is exactly how he described him.
Oh.
He was a little more green though.
Why green? That's such a weird tint.
It's maybe because it was a rotting corpse and
Oh,
then
yeah.
cartoonicizing that to green.
It was just like the FNAF movie. In the FNAF movie, Bonnie is Blue.
Spoilers.
That's not spoilers. It's not plot spoilers. And the FNAF movie, Bonnie is blue.
Off topic,
Off topic.
Like blue, but she's supposed to
Off
be
topic.
purple. It's kind of like the same with the graphic novel and the regular
Oh,
word
yeah,
novel.
right. And like in the movie, he was just straight green.
Exactly. She?
I said he.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
So basically, right, in the book, both books, Jeremy is heavily discriminated for obvious reasons, right? Like you're patched up, different body parts, you're not looking the same.
Oh, he has like the nails in his neck too, right?
Yeah.
But that's in the movie.
I thought it was staples.
No, it was bolts. You're both wrong. It was bolts.
No, not in the movie. I'm talking about in the book. Like
In the book it was.
he didn't just place the body parts and they magnetized together. He had to like have staples and like sewing and stuff, right? So look, Frankenstein, like the doctor, created this guy, and then the Jeremy, which is the monster that Frankenstein created, went out and wreaked havoc.
And so, Frankenstein was like, I have to go save the city and stuff, right? He's like, I have to save the city from this monster and all that. Like, he was trying to be a superhero, but did he do that? I don't think he did that.
He
just-
I think he made it worse actually.
Yeah, he made it worse.
He was very egotistical about it.
He idolized an entire family and becoming a part of it because he was lonely.
I mean, it's not like he wanted to like idolize them. He just missed them, and then when he actually got to them, he wanted...
No, because he hid it out, and then he like learned the entire language of their language because he was watching from their shed. Which, if you ask me, that's a little creepy. But...
It is a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
Hey,
You do what you have to do.
Call
I
for
got
desperate
you. It is what
measures,
it
you know
is.
what I mean? So, Jeremy, right? He has to live like an outcast because of the struggles that he went through. He never asked to be created. He just woke up one day and was like, wow. So then he had to hide out and face discrimination from his creator, racism from the people around him, and then he had to come to terms with the fact that I'm not like the rest of you. I'm different. I'm him.
People were calling him abhorrent, like a devil and stuff. People were like
It was very deep.
absolutely violating
Yeah,
him
like-
with words.
Right.
It's like if you go to the Philippines and you're like a darker shade than the rest of them, you're gonna experience so much racism. It's kind of like that, except like you're a different species entirely. So that's why, like, I feel like Frankenstein should not have done that, man. Because Jeremy has to live his entire life like that, or
The
entire
abandonment was crazy.
life. But
How are you gonna get scared of your own creation? like that?
exactly, I mean, I know.
Like if you're doing the actual doing and your intent.
Doing the
You're-
actual
doing
doing.
the actor.
Shut up. If you're building the dude, you have him built on your table, and you are dead set on making him come to life, right? And he comes to life, and you get scared.
I mean, I guess if you wake up and you just see a dude like
No, but he got scared of when he woke up. He got scared and dipped.
Yeah, he dipped. But then he stayed out for like forever. He's like, oh, what if he kills me? He's not gonna kill you. You created him.
You're his dad, bro.
He's
Like,
exactly.
step up, pay child support at least.
Like,
But oh,
I don't
you
even,
left.
I think all the stores are closed. There's no milk for you to get. Like, go back home. Like, come on.
Which one are we on?
I don't even know. But that leads us to our favorite part of the book. I think we all have different opinions, but my personal favorite time of the book is where Victor goes back to his main family with his stepsister / cousin hybrid, and he was like, it was after William got killed. I think that was his brother named William.
Yeah.
After William got killed and he got the letter, so then him and his friend went back to his family's crib, and that was my favorite part of the book because we were just stuck on thinking that Frankenstein was like this egotistical guy who didn't care about anybody and he didn't really want to do anything except create his monster. But then when he got back with his family, he was like feeling guilty and he wanted to make the right things happen. You know what I mean? So that was my personal favorite part. I don't know about these guys.
I think my personal favorite was the creation of the monster. The way they described it, I was at least like a little interested. That was the part where I was like paying most attention, at least, because it was like, all right, the entire book is based up on this specific factor, so I might as well pay attention. Everything else was boring as hell, but
Hey, you know?
the creation of him himself and then it pissed me off because he just dipped.
He just dipped.
He just dipped.
He
He
didn't even
just
say it.
left. Nothing.
My personal part is how galvanism was like portrayed in the movie and the book, and how it actually works IRL. They tried it because it wasn't working back in the day. They tried to put like electricity in the shock, and it only got some dude who was dead for like I don't know, like a month to get his eye open, and then he just went again, like he died again. And then how you feel about galvanism?
See, I think galvanism in of itself is a crazy thing to try to attempt. But obviously, like, science here and science back in, like, 1818 was, like, crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, No Galvanism. Okay, because like Lucas said, the experiment the dude did, he took a dude who got hung. I think it was a murder, right? So he got hung, and then he was like, "Give me that body now." So then he put the body down in front of a live studio audience. There was no studios, but look, he hooked a bunch of stuff up to him, and he was like, "Boom!" And the only thing that happened was, and then he died again.
And then he died
His
again.
heart never restarted or nothing. So I feel like when Mary Shelby put that into the book,
Shelby?
Shelley?
Mary Shelley put that inside the book. She was like portraying it so that way it was easier for the reader to understand, because obviously now we don't do galvanism anymore. We have defibrillators and stuff like that.
Which is the closest thing that they got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how.
I mean, I don't really see how you could like progress the technology any further. But that leads us to our next topic: how galvanism is portrayed in the
That's what we
book.
just-
That's what we just.
No,
did.
we were talking about connections.
Oh, in the book.
Yes, like how did Mary Shelley put it in the book? Because we know she did it, but how?
It was weird because we associate the part of Frankenstein, the "it's alive" thing, with like a lightning bolt and like electricity into the body.
Yeah.
That was never in the book. That was just a movie.
Yeah, the movie adapted that, like the 1900 movie.
1900.
When did the first Frankenstein movie come out? 1931. Universal Studios.
Universal.
That's
That old?
They were alive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I did not know 1931. That was like kind of recent. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like what? 100 years ago?
I can't
90.
do math.
90. It's not.
90?
No, 80.
What is it,
80.
It's about like 90 or 80 years
80
ago.
Off topic anyway.
Yeah.
But in the book, we never see the "it's alive" scene. That's not a thing. And
No.
it was just kind of he plopped them together, hit him with a prayer. I don't know,
Like,
but he was
yeah.
just kind of
It's never really described in the book. It's just like, oh, I finally finished my project after like a time skip, and then he goes to sleep and wakes up to Frankenstein. It's never really described.
right.
So I feel like in the book, you're already supposed to understand what galvanism is.
Right.
it's like a
Like it's
prerequisite.
having like a preset of like, hey,
Cause
this is what's going
yeah,
on.
because she describes a bit of it in the opening of the book, like before the actual first letter
Yeah.
or chapter starts. She's like, "Here's galvanism. Here's what it is. I don't really support it, but it's a pretty cool topic."
Switch topics. The letters were weird.
They were
Yeah, they were
boring. They
so
took so long.
I like when she told us to read the book. I got to the letters part. So I was like, oh, it's just like a prologue type thing. I don't need it. I just need to get to the
Yeah,
book.
I thought it was just like an author's thing, like
Right,
what if
right,
it-
right,
I didn't
right,
think it was
yeah.
like an actual part of the book, but
Right, and then she like a week later, she's like, okay, so we're getting into chapter 1 after we read the letters. I'm just like,
the letters.
The letters?
There's like 8 of them.
there's like 8 of them, and for what? Because they're boring as hell. They're not even addressed. Who they were addressed?
No, we don't really address them to like the end of the book, and even then, it's not even mentioned. It's just like,
The letters
here's
are
the
about
caption.
like
Yeah.
the length of the entire book. And
Exactly.
And like after you finish it, you realize, okay, well the entire story is being told by the captain
Yeah.
through the letters, but then it's like not in the letters, and then the letters are still part of it.
Yeah, I feel like the letters we could do without the letters, but it's not like they weren't useful. They still
I mean,
helped us
yeah.
understand a bit more. But that should be it. We wrapped it up. We talked about the book. Clap that up.
All right, boys. That took 1 take, and then the first episode took like 4 takes. That's great.
Hey, we like Frankenstein and we like Mary Shelley, but most of all, we love Honor Slate.
Thank you guys for watching my YouTube channel, and we'll be back with another episode tomorrow.
Maybe. Probably not.